Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you.
Namaste Narasingaya. Prahlada Dahino. Hiranyakashipu Rakshana. Ito Narsema, Parato Narsema.
Ito natingga, parato natingga.
Yato Yamitato Narsema.
Yeto yamitato natingga.
Mahir Narsema, Hridaye Narsema. Narasingha Madim Sharanam Prakade. Avakara Kamala Vare Nakamantuta Sringa. Vija Hiranyakashipu Dhanuvenga. Keshavajita Naraharirupa. Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Jaya Keshavadita Naraharirupa. Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल विनाश नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय भक्तों श्रीराम प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवेदकाचार्य स्तोत्र सतश्री मदेशी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की इसकान पौंडराचार्य शिला प्रभुपाद की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवेदकाचार्य स्तोत्र सतश्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज शिला प्रभुपाद की जय नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरी गोवर्धन की जय ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय गंगा मई की जय यमुना मई की जय भक्ति देवी की जय तुलसी देवी की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्री नाम संकीर्तन की जय समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय गुरु प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल all glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Hare Hare Bol Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Saraswati Devi Gaurani Charni Vishishuni Paschatya Deshasani. So we'll start one round of chanting. We'll try to chant as synchronous as possible and we'll try to be in line with Srila Prabhupada's chanting. So the whole essence is when we chant, we want to hear our own chanting. So when we say Hare, then we should hear. Krishna, you should hear. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that our mind will concentrate on the mantra. Mantra is non-different than Krishna because names are not different from Krishna. So when we call out names, that means we are calling out Krishna. So let's be attentive as much as possible. We'll try to be attentive. Okay? So we'll start with Srila Prabhupada's chanting now. It will take about 9 to 10 minutes. So I guess everyone knows how to chant, right? Yes. Thank you.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Radha, Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय थैंक यू एवरीवन हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे welcome back to our regular Saturday satsang. Thank you very much. I see our friend coming after a long time. Thank you very much. So today we'll have our series, Srimad Bhagavatam series. We will hear from our dear devotee, Shyam Prabhu. Do you remember what shloka is it today? Anyone?
30.
First canto? Second chapter? 30. 29 onwards. Okay. Yeah, we have to memorize this, otherwise we are not attentive in the class. Okay, so next time I'll be asking the same question. Okay. And as you all see that at the end of the session, so we will have our Julan Yatra. Julan Yatra started when? 15th of this month, 2 days back. So it will go for a week, right? Until when? Balram Purnim. So when is Balram Purnim? Monday. And after that? After a week? Krishna Janmashtami, big festival. And right next day to Krishna Janmashtami is? Prabhupada Day, very nice. And after a week? Radhashtami. So we have a lot of festivals lined up. The big festival celebrations at the temple. So please don't miss that at ISKCON Philadelphia. So today we'll do Julan Yatra after the program is done, after the discourse is done. And next week onwards, okay, so Kitsida is ready to start our Saturday school. Okay, so please get your kids. Okay, so if your family is here, we have Saturday school running in that room. Okay, so she teaches Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatham and Sloka recitation and all that. So from next week onwards, she just came back from India. So next week onwards, she'll restart. Okay, so thank you. Shyam Prabhu. So as you all know, Shyam Prabhu is not a stranger to us, but it is our customary to introduce him and welcome him on behalf of our Bensalem Bhakti Vriksha. Let's chant 3 times Hari Bol loudly to him. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Gigi gaga, gigi gaga, gigi gaga.
Come, we'll go outside.
No.
Give it to your dad.
He has to speak now, okay?
Come, we'll play.
Thank you, Krishna. So, His Grace Shyam Kumar Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He got initiated at Gita Nagari in 2012. I keep forgetting that. 2012, along with my wife. So they both got initiated there. But he has been practicing, even before that, he has been practicing Krishna consciousness for more than 2 decades. He's very, very active participant at ISKCON Philadelphia. He organized various festivals there. And he was a main person at a Sunday feast cooking for many, many years. He was also a vice president for some time, and he served in the board also, board of directors. So he wore many caps at ISKCON Philadelphia, and even now he is active participant. And at Bensalem Bhakti Vriksha also, when we started back in 2004, since then he has been attached to Bensalem Bhakti Vriksha, and he's been the role model. He's very knowledgeable, so we'll hear attentively. Please keep your phones vibrate mode, silent mode. At the end of the session, there is going to be reflections, so be attentive because he might ask you a lot of questions. So be prepared to answer reflections and question answers at the end of the session, and then we'll continue with the Julan Yatra. Everybody will get a chance to swing the Julan and then offer the flowers after swimming. Okay, and then Prasada. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam
Sarva Papa Pranashanam.
Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha
Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha.
Namami Harim Param
Tam Namami Harim Param.
Nama Sankirtanam Yasya
Nama Sankirtanam Yasya.
Sarva Papa Pranashanam
Sarva Papa Pranashanam.
Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha
Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha.
Tam Namami Harim Param
Namami Harim Param.
Hare Krishna. I've sent the verse text to Bensalem Bhakti Vriksha. So if you all can open, we can repeat it. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, text number 30. Sa evedam sasarjagre
Saedam Sasarjagre.
Bhagavan Atma Mayaya
Bhagavan Atmamayaya.
Sadasat Rupaya Chaso
Sadasat Rupaya Chaso.
Gunamaya Aguno Vibhu
Gunamaya Guno Vibhu.
Sa evedam sasarjagre Bhagavan Atma Mayaya
Bhagavan Atmamayaya.
Sadasat Rupaya Chaso
Sadasat Rupaya Chaso.
Gunamaya Aguno Vibhu
Gunamaya Guno Vibhu.
Sa evedam sasarjagre
Saedam Sasarjagre.
Bhagavan Atma Mayaya
Bhagavan Atmamayaya.
Sadasad Rupaya Chaso
Sadasat Rupaya Chaso.
Gunamaya Aguno Vibhu.
Gunamaya Guno Vibhu.
Anyone wants to repeat?
स एवेदं ससर्जाग्रे
स एवेदं ससर्चाग्रे
भगवानात्ममायया
भगवानात्ममायया
ससद्रूपाय चासौ
सरसद्रूपाय चासौ
गुणमया गुणो विभुः
गुणमया गुणो विभुः. Synonyms. Saha, that, eva, certainly, idam, this, sasarcha, created, agre, before, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Atma Mayaya, by his personal potency, Sat, the cause, Asat, the effect, Rupaya, by forms, Cha, and Aso, the same Lord, Gunamaya, in the modes of material nature, Agunaha, transcendental, Vibhuhu, the absolute. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the beginning of the material creation, that absolute personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, in his transcendental position, created the energies of cause and effect by his own internal energy. Purport. The position of the Lord is always transcendental because the causal and effectual energies required for the creation of the material world were also created by Him. He is unaffected, therefore, by the qualities of the material modes. His existence, form, activities, and paraphernalia all existed before the material creation. He is all spiritual and has nothing to do with the qualities of the material world, which are qualitatively distinct from the spiritual qualities of the Lord.
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. I see some new faces today. Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. So it's 6:55. So maybe about next 30 minutes. Let's again focus on hearing today specifically about Lord Krishna and what makes Krishna Krishna. So here the word used for Krishna is Bhagavan. So we'll look at the context. But the focus for today is exclusively about how we can understand why Krishna is Bhagavan. What in effect would our approach be in trying to understanding Krishna as Bhagavan? So to set the context, we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, which has 12 cantos. We are in the first canto, second chapter. So the first chapter was a conversation. The way it all began was Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken by Sri Sukadeva Goswami, who heard it from his father, Vyasadeva. So Sukadeva Goswami speaks Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And in that assembly where this katha was held, Suta Goswami was also present. So Suta Goswami is well versed in all the Puranas and Itihasas because he directly learned it again from Sri Vyasadeva. So this Suta Goswami then comes from this place. The Bhagavatam recitation or the conversation happened between Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj on the banks of Ganges in Hastinapur, where Maharaj Parikshit was ruling. So in that assembly, Suta Goswami was also there. He heard the Bhagavatam entirely. Then Suta Goswami comes from there to Naimisharanya. And Naimisharanya is a place where Shaunaka Muni is running a Gurukula, and there are thousands of his disciples, Munis. So these thousands of Munis, they are situated in Naimisharanya. When Sutta Goswami comes, he is received, and then the entire first chapter that we read already in Bhagavatam is a conversation between these Munis headed by Shaunaka and all these rishis and Sutta Goswami. So in the first chapter, mainly there were 6 questions that were asked by these rishis headed by Shaunaka Muni. So the entire Bhagavatam, the rest of the 12 cantos, is answering those 6 questions, the main 6 questions that were raised. So the very first question that was asked is, what is the most beneficial thing for human beings? For us, we have taken birth as human beings. What is the most beneficial thing for us? What we have to do? What is our purpose? Why do we exist here? What is our whole business in this life? So that is the first question that was asked. What is it? Pumsam ekantataha shreyas. Pumsam, of human beings, ekantataha. The only one and only goal, that is for shreyas, for the one that derives most benefit for us as human beings. Pumsam ekantataha shreyas. The second question that was asked is, there are many scriptures. Bhurini, bhuri karmani, shrotavyani, vibhakashaha, sadhu, atra yat saram. They're saying, sadhu, oh Sutta Goswami, because you are well versed in all the scriptures, atra, in this vast knowledge of scriptures, atra yat saram. What is the essence of all these scriptures? So please give us the essence. Given that Kali Yuga means we have no time for understanding what is the purpose, if we at least get the essence, we can focus on it. So that was the second question that is asked. And the third question, which is what we see as a direct answer in today's verse. The third question that was asked is, that Suta Janasi Bhadram Te. Suta, all auspiciousness to you. Janasi, you know. What is it? Devakyam Vasudevasya Jato Bhagavan Satvatam Patehi. He says, Bhagavan, Krishna, Satvatam Patihi, he is actually the shelter of all those that are sattvics, or those that are people that are in the path of dharma, sattvika people, right? Bhagavan, Sattvika Patihi, Devakyam Vasudevasya Jataha. He was born as a son of Devaki and Vasudev, right? So, Jato, Yasya Chikirsavaha. What is the purpose behind his appearance? Krishna was born as son of Devaki and Vasudeva, right? Now, please explain to us, what is the secret? Why did Supreme Lord appear as their son? So that is the third question that is asked. Devakyam Vasudevasya Jataha. He was born to Devaki and Vasudeva. Yasya Chikirsavaha Janasi. His purpose, you understand, Sutta. So please explain that purpose to us. Why did Krishna appear? Right? That is the third question. Now the remaining 3 questions, I'll just narrate and then I'll just describe and then we can jump on to this verse. The fourth question that the sage is asked, again, it's very important to keep the context, right? That's why it's very important to go back to these questions so that we can link what happens, what conversations happen later on to these questions, right? The fourth question is that the Supreme Lord Krishna has many avatars. Now, please explain about all those avatars. We want to know as many. And Krishna has innumerable avatars. Not possible to enumerate all the avatars. But please tell us about his avatars. So, Bhagavatam talks about many of Krishna's avatars. Okay, that is the fourth one. Fifth one, in each one of these avatars, Krishna has performed lot of pastimes, activities, leelas. And this is actually the rasa. This is actually the crust of what devotees hanker for. Just like if kids want to go to a candy shop, what do they want, right? Something that's favorite for them, right? Something that they can eat, that they can enjoy, that satisfies their taste buds, right? So what is it that satisfies the devotee's taste buds? It is the leela, the sweet exchange between the Supreme Lord and his devotees, and sweet exchanges between the devotees and devotees. This is the leela, right? So the fifth question that was asked is, he has performed many activities, many leelas. Please talk to us, tell us, narrate us those leelas, because we hanker after them. Swadu swadu pade pade, right? The last one. Now this is happening, this conversation is happening at the end of Dwapara Yuga, previous Yuga, just 5,000 years back, right? So Krishna by that time had already left this universe. So now that Krishna came for what? For establishing dharma. Paritranaya sadhanam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya. He came for establishing dharma, right? Now Krishna established dharma. He's gone back. Now that he has gone back, who is going to protect dharma? Whose shelter dharma has taken? Dharmaha kam sharanam gataha. Who is going to be the protector of dharma? How will dharma stand on its strength? So then it's explained, whole Bhagavatam, one who invests time, energy, this Bhagavatam becomes the protector. Bhagavatam is Krishna himself. So this is what devotees surrender for protection. Now that Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna, right? So these are the 6 questions. So the third question, let's jump back, was asked, Devakyam Vasudevasya Jataha. Krishna is born to Devaki and Vasudeva. Right? That is why his name is what? Vasudeva, right? Now, in the previous 2 verses, we talked about, our Sutta Goswami is talking about who this Vasudeva is. He says, Vasudeva Para. Anybody remembers the verse? First one that he says is Vasudeva Para Veda. We know, if we want to know about Supreme Lord, we have to understand Vedas. But the verse says Vasudeva Para Veda. Para means he is even superior to Veda. He is, more than Veda. Vasudeva Para Veda. Then Vasudeva Para Makaha. Makaha means all these fire sacrifices. Now this Vasudeva is Para Makaha. He is even more than Maka. Is greater than Maka, right? Or any of the 5 sacrifices. Then Vasudeva Para Yoga. There are many yogas. Like we see Karma Yoga, Gnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, right? Now Supreme Absolute Vasudeva, this person who was born as Devaki and Vasudeva's son, is Para Yoga. Then Vasudeva Para Kriyaha. There are many kriyas given in the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas. That you perform, basically it says you perform this kriya, you will get this benefit, right? Now, next he says Vasudeva Param Gnanam. Some people say, if I have knowledge, that's enough. Knowledge is my God, right? But this Vasudeva is even superior to Gnanam. Then some people say Tapaha, Vasudeva Param Tapaha is even greater than Tapa. Then Vasudeva Paro Dharmo, even superior to Dharma is Vasudeva. Vasudeva Parangati is the ultimate goal, Parangati. He says, so who is Vasudeva? Vasudeva is all this. Those are the last 2 verses. And in this particular verse, what they talk about is, who is this Vasudeva? This has to be explained, right? We said Vasudeva is greater than this, Vasudeva is greater than this, Vasudeva is greater than this. Who is this Vasudeva? So that is explained in today's verses. It says, Sa eva idam agre sasarja Bhagavan Atma Mayaya. So focus, Bhagavan. So who is this Vasudeva? He is Bhagavan. So this Bhagavan is used even in Srimad Bhagavatam, for many personalities, Narad Muni is called Bhagavan. There are other times when Munis, like even Sutta Goswami, is addressed as Bhagavan, right? Now, that's contextual. But there is only one Bhagavan that has to be understood, right? Now, this Vasudeva is Bhagavan. What is Bhagavan? That is explained in Parashara Smriti again. So, a Bhagavan, not everybody can be God, right? There is only one God. Shastras say very explicitly, Eko Narayana Asit. There is only one God. Now, how do you know that who is God? Because everyone can claim, India it happens many times, right? Everyone claims I am God. Everyone calls somebody as God. There are many personalities that advertise themselves as God. How do we know who is God, right? So Parashara Smriti explains the definition of God. So what is the definition of God? Bhagavan means Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashasaha Shriyaha Gnana Vairagyayoschaiva Shannam Iti Bhaga Ganaha. Bhaga, just like if we say Dhanavan, one who has Dhana, he is Dhanavan, right? Gunavan, one who has Guna, good qualities, he is Gunavan. So who is Bhagavan? One who has Bhaga, he is Bhagavan. What is Bhaga? Bhaga means one who possesses 6 qualities. What are those 6 qualities? Aishwaryasya. So one who possesses all the riches, Aishwarya, right? Samagra, this is most important. We also possess Aishwarya, right? I have my house, I have my car, I have this, that, right? But then Samagrashya, one who is the lonely proprietor of everything. Samagra means total, in totality, right? Aishwaryasya Samagrashya, Viryasya, one who is the most chivalrous. Nobody should be equal to him. So we see, we can talk about many of these examples as we go by. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasaha, one who is most famous. Then Shriya, one who is most beautiful. Then with all this, if one is Gnana Vairagya, one who is ultimate in Gnana, one who possesses the most Gnana and Vairagya. I have all this, but Vairagya. I don't get attached to anything. So a person who is the zenith of all these 6 things, only he can be Bhagavan, right? Now, any other person, we can be all small Bhagavans. Like, in our homes, we can be our own Bhagavans. That's fine. Ishvara, like it says, controllers, there are many controllers, right? There are smaller controllers, bigger controllers, but then nobody can be equal to Supreme Lord. So that Bhagavan is who? Vasudeva. The Vasudeva that was talked in the last 2 verses, that Vasudeva is what? Bhagavan. Why is he Bhagavan? The one reason that is given here is that Sasarjaha, because he created Agre at the beginning. What did he create? Idam. Idam means this universe. So this universe was created by the Supreme Lord, because he was the only one that existed before the universe was created. So this gives us very important information that Krishna is not like us. Where were we? If we were Bhagavan, if somebody is advertising as Bhagavan, where was he at the beginning of the creation? We should ask them, right? Was he aware that where was he? No. But Krishna says he was aware. When Arjuna asks Krishna this question, Krishna says, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo vidu sa kalene hamata yoga nashtaha parantapa. And then he says, this whatever knowledge I am passing on to you, this was given to Vivashwan. Vivashwan proktavan aham avyayam. To the sun god Vivashwan I spoke. Krishna is telling Arjuna. And then Arjuna is intelligent. Arjuna asks Krishna, but Krishna, you're only 6 months older than me. Krishna was born 6 months before Arjuna was born. How could you tell Vivashwan, sun god, all this, before this? So Krishna says, Bahuni me vyatitani. I've taken many janmas. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani. Tava cha Arjuna. I have taken many lives, many births. You are also taken. But then what is the difference? Tani aham sarvani janami. Natvam, what is it? Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava cha Arjuna. Tani aham veda sarvani. All those lives I remember, but you don't remember any of those lives. Why? Because Krishna is Bhagavan. So Krishna was there at the beginning, agre sasarje idam, of this material universe, right? That makes him Bhagavan. Why? Bhagavan is creator. If Krishna is creator, he should be there before everything else for the creation to take place. So one thing that we have to remember, Prabhupada always kept going back to this, because in India especially, there are many people that are that fall prey to these godly men, right? Prabhupada said, don't surrender your intelligence, but surrender by your intelligence, right? So how do you do that? If you understand the gist of the essence of Shastra. So don't accept anybody as Bhagavan. First thing, who is Bhagavan? Bhagavan is only one, Krishna. Why? Because he was present at the beginning of the creation and he made all the creation, universal creation possible. So that is what this verse is saying. Sa eva sasarjam agre idam. This universe, sasarjam, he created agre at the beginning. That is why he is Bhagavan. Right? Now, the other important thing that always we go back to, what is it? The first letter in this verse is Sa. Sanskrit Sa means he, right? Now, there are many philosophies that interpret same Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and talk about the supreme truth, supreme absolute, Bhagavan or God, to be either some light, some source of energy, or it's void. They say, the ultimate source, the cause of all causes is what? It's some source of energy, some light, or some void. Nothing exists. But then that's denied here. It says Sa Eva. This personality, Sa means a person. So Bhagavan is a person. Very important distinction that one should remember, right? Now, Vedas talk about all this. But unfortunately, we cannot really understand all this through Vedas. That Vedas talk about Brahma, Parabrahma, right? But then it's not directly relatable, or it's not tangible in Vedas to be in Vedas for us to understand that, right? Now, how then we can understand about Bhagavan, right? So that is where Srila Vyasadeva created Puranas and histories like Mahabharata and Ramayana, right? In Mahabharata, especially, the story of Krishna actually gives us enough examples where Krishna is Bhagavan. Krishna has all these opulences. So one of the important things is Bhagavan is what? Bhagavan is defined as kartum, akartum, anyata kartum api shaktaha. He is capable, shaktaha, of what? Kartum. He can do anything, right? Akartum. Whatever has been done, he can undo it, right? Or anyata kartum. He can do some things that nobody can do. Right? That is the definition of Bhagavan. Right? Now, in Bhagavatam and in Mahabharata, you have these examples. Like, let's take the example of Krishna, the Kurukshetra Yuddha. We know Pandavas were only 7 Akshayinis. And who are the main names that we know on the Pandavas side in the Kurukshetra battle? 5 Pandavas, Krishna, who was not going to fight, right? And then there was Abhimanyu, there was Drishtadyumna, there was, the Draupadi's sons, not very well known names, right? What was the strength of Kauravas? Now, Kauravas had Bhishma, who had nobody that could defeat Bhishma. And, this again, is not true, but then I'm going to mention anyway. Bhishma has the recognition of defeating even Parashuram in Mahabharata, on the outwardly surface, it looks like he defeated Parshuram. Parshuram is an avatar of Krishna himself, which is not, the defeat didn't happen, right? There is, we have to be very careful about it. But then on the outwardly appearance, Bhishma was so powerful that he could defeat Parshuram also, right? Which is again not true. Don't again fall for that, right? Now, apart from that, Bhishma had so much knowledge. 525 years he had just studied with the scriptures, right? Not only in this world, he studied with Brihaspati, Devaguru. He studied under Parashuram. So that is how powerful Bhishma was, right? Nobody could think, and Duryodhana was right in thinking, like, Bhishma is there on our side, who can defeat us, right? Then Dronacharya. Nobody could defeat Dronacharya, like, Guru who taught both Pandavas and Kauravas, and a disciple of Parashuram himself, who could defeat Dronacharya. Then Ashwatthama, Karna, right? Great names, Krupacharya, then this one, Somadatta, great warrior, then Bhagadatta. These people had had not known defeat at all, right? And then 11 Hakshavini Sena, Narayani Sena. Now, who could imagine going to war against this army and winning? Nobody could, right? But then, what made the difference? What tilted the scales? Presence of Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is what? Kartam. He can do anything. Only thing was, Krishna expects one to be on the path of dharma. He knew, Pandavas were on path of dharma. He knew. That is why he stood on Pandavas' side, right? And unbelievable, the way he made Pandavas win. He just like, Kamsa, Krishna didn't have to wait for 8 years and then, had to go to Mathura to kill Kamsa, right? Krishna could have said, Kamsa, die. Done, right? Hiranyakashipu, same thing, right? Krishna can do anything. But then the way Krishna interacts not only with his own devotees, but those that are on the opposite side of his own devotees, but those people are also his devotees. Like Bhishma was a great devotee of Krishna. In Rajasuya Yajna, Bhishma performed Agru Puja for Krishna. He understood Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now look at how Krishna reciprocates. Krishna never let Bhishma's reputation get spoiled, even though Bhishma was on the other side of Kurukshetra, on the other side of Dharma, right? What did he do? If Krishna wanted, Bhishma could have been killed by, Arjuna's arrows. But then no, that is not what Krishna did. He devised through Bhishma, right? That he had to get, what's his name? Shikanti. Shikanti stand in front of it, stand in front of Bhishma so that Bhishma could do Shastra Sannyasa. I'm not fighting. Bhishma gave up. Bhishma himself gave that idea to Dharmaraja, that I'm not going to fight with somebody that is not a man. So you know what to do. The previous day Dharmaraja was told by Bhishma, right? So they got the hint. So Shikhandi was brought in front of Bhishma, and Bhishma did Shastra Sannyasa. I'm not going to fight. And then Arjuna prepared the Shara Shaya, right? So Bhishma was actually sent off with great honor because he was the doyen of the kingdom, right? Very fitting end of Bhishma's life. Now, who could think of this? Who could devise this? Only Bhagavan could do it. Except Krishna, nobody could have done this. Now, talk about Dronacharya. Dronacharya had lived his life without depending on anybody, right? He had a life where he wouldn't even ask for food. There is no, in those days, brahmacharis and sannyasis could go begging for asking for their livelihood, right? That was shastrik. That was not considered really begging because it is the way the life was set up. Varnashrama system was set up. But Bhishma was following a system that was even beyond this. What he would do, he would not even go and beg from householders. He would wait. It's called Shiloncha Vritti. He would wait for when farmers would make their crop, when they reap, whatever grain was left behind after they collect all the crop, those grains were actually brought by Dronacharya, and then he would just use those grains to cook himself and then eat. He would not even pluck fruits. What fruits fall down from the tree on its own, those fruits only he would eat. That is how self-dependent he was, right? Silonchana vritti he was following. So he, for one or the other reason, he had to actually take up the job of teaching Pandavas and Kauravas, and mainly to mainly to provide for his son Ashwatthama's needs, right? A long story. But then look at the way Krishna made possible Dronacharya's death. How did it happen? Dronacharya was the guru of both Pandavas and Kauravas. How would it have been if Arjuna's arrows killed Dronacharya? Then what value would it leave for Dronacharya's reputation? Right? Nothing. So then what did Krishna do? He devised to make Bhima say, Dharmaraja say a lie. Ashwatthama hatha kunjaraha. Right? Kunjaraha is said very lightly. Right? And then Dronacharya gave up his weapon thinking Ashwatthama was killed. And then he was killed by Drishtadyumna, who was born to kill Dronacharya. Right? Otherwise, even Drishtadyumna, it wasn't possible for him to kill if Dronacharya had his weapon in his hand. Right? Now, who made this possible? Krishna. Right? So that is why Krishna is Bhagavan. There's nothing else. Right? Now come to the episode of Jayadratha. Arjuna made a vow when Abhimanyu was killed. What did he say? Before the end of the day tomorrow, I'm going to kill Jayadratha, who was responsible for not making the help reach Abhimanyu to protect him. Right? Then Krishna is like, if I don't kill Jayadratha by tomorrow morning, I'm going to do Agni Pravesha. I'm going to give up my life by entering the fire. Right? Then Krishna is asking Arjuna, what happens if you don't kill him? Why did you take such a vow? He says, Krishna, it's my duty to take the vow. I know you are there, you will protect me. So he gave the entire responsibility to Krishna. Right? Now what did Krishna do? The night before before the day begins, Krishna actually took Arjuna all the way to Kailash Parvat, to Lord Shiva. To actually give him the blessings. There's a long story, right? Krishna did this. Krishna could have blessed himself. When Krishna is there, nothing could actually override him. But then Krishna had to say, Arjuna needed his support. Arjuna in his original rupa is Indra. And Indra's guru in original form is Shiva. So he needed Guru's blessings, mercy. So Krishna took Arjuna to Shiva the night previous to this war and then brought him back after getting the blessings. Now what happened the next day, right? Arjuna couldn't reach where Jayadratha was there, right? Then what happened? Krishna made it so happen that the sun was set. This was an illusion that Krishna created where it appeared as if the sun had set. And then Jayadratha comes out. Krishna says, shoot the arrow. And Arjuna shot the arrow, even though Arjuna was like, but sun had set, it's against what vow I had taken. I cannot shoot the arrow. No, shoot the arrow. Just shot the arrow, right? Then sun comes back. The moment Jayadratha's head gets separated, the sun comes back. Who could do this? Only Bhagavan, right? So kartum, akartum, anyata kartum, it's only possible because Krishna could do it, right? No, sa eva, because Krishna is a person. He is not like us. Prabhupada is very clear in all his purports. Krishna, even when he comes down to this material world, his body is not like ours. He is never under the influence of Maya. He is always transcendental to guna. Aguna, he is called here also. Guna Maya, aguna. Aguna means, many people say that he has no qualities. In Vedas also it is described. He is nirvikara, nirguna. So, Nirguna, many people interpret it as that he has no qualities. No, he has no material qualities. That is what we should understand, right? Now, Krishna is Nirguna, but then he doesn't get affected. Nirguna means, or Aguna means, he doesn't get affected by, or is not controlled by the three modes that we are all controlled. We have to understand that. So, sa eva idam sasarja agre Bhagavan. Now, when Bhagavan Sasarja, when he created, is it like us acting? Like, when we have to do something, for example, something that's strenuous, creation of the universe is not easy, right? Creation of, like, if you want to construct, like, do painting, just one wall, it's so physically exerting, right? Is it like that for Krishna, right? When he creates this entire universe, like after the creation, is he panting? Is he taking days off, weekends off, right? No, that is what is said here, Atma Mayaya. Krishna doesn't have to do anything. Why? He is Bhagavan. He just has to desire. In Vedas it is said, Ichha matram prabho srishtihi. Srishti happens how? Ichha matram. Krishna says, let there be the creation. It happens. How? Atma Mayaya. Krishna's own internal potency. So everything that is acting, it's acting through Krishna's energies. And Krishna's energies are the one that is making the world move, right? What is Krishna doing? Anandamayo Bhyasat. He is just sitting in his abode enjoying. That is Krishna, that is Bhagavan. So these are the important things that we have to remember. That Krishna is Sa, he is person. One very important thing. And then he is Bhagavan. Why? One of the reasons given is what? Sasarja, Agre. He created, not only he created, he was the only one that existed before the creation. That is what that makes him Bhagavan. Nobody else existed before creation. So, Sasarja Agre Bhagavan, how? Atma Mayaya, through his internal potencies. Everything that happens is through Krishna's internal potencies. Nothing actually works without Krishna's will. We have to understand this, right? So, who is this Bhagavan? That Bhagavan is Vasudeva, what we said in the previous verses. Vasudeva Para, first is what? Vasudeva Para Veda, Vasudeva Para Makaha, Vasudeva Para Yoga, Vasudeva Para Kriyaha. Thank you very much. Vasudeva Param Gnanam, Vasudeva Param Tapaha, Vasudeva Paro Dharmo, Vasudeva Parangatihi. So why we have to think about Krishna? Why we have to hear about Krishna? Vasudeva Parangati, most important thing. So this is the only thing that we have to remember. What is the essence of us hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, studying Srimad Bhagavatam, reading Srimad Bhagavatam? Ante Narayana Smriti. We have to remember this always. The more we do, whatever we do throughout our life, end of our life, when we die, only that passes through. Just like the whole passes through, in a second, the entire, just like a movie, it passes through our memory shop, right? The more we do what we have done throughout our entire life, consciously, not unconsciously, consciously what we have done, that is the one that comes to our mind at the end. Ante Narayana Smriti. If we want Narayana Smriti, Ante, in the end, then what we have to do? We have to always read Bhagavatam. That is the purpose of Vasudeva Parangatihi. Right? So that should be our goal. So that is why Srila Prabhupada said always what one should do. Yat karoshi, yad ashnashi, yad juhoshi, dadasyat, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. You have to remember Krishna in everything that we do and then make this our second habit. It's difficult but possible. And the best way of making that possible is what? Especially in Kali Yuga, Nama Sankirtanam. Only through the potency of the holy names we can accomplish this. This is given, this is proven. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nameva Kevalam. Kalau, in this Kali Yuga, Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata. So hold on to the holy names. 16 rounds minimum Prabhupada gave us. That's our only hope. as and when possible. It's easy, but at the same time, we have to try. Just like initially, before I build up our muscle reflection, muscle reactions, for it to become our second nature, we have to practice initially, right? So that is why it is said, like, whenever possible, yato yato nischaliti manas tatas tata niyamyetat atmani eva vashanayet. Whenever our mind wanders off, doing whatever you are doing, try to pull our mind back to Krishna. So that is why, whether you're, eating, drinking, walking, doing anything, try to remember Krishna's names. Just Nama Japa. There are many easy ways of doing it. But initially our mind has to be applied. Otherwise our mind is distracted, it doesn't go back. Right? That is why constantly chanting actually helps one to achieve Narayana Parangati. So let's close here, 7:33. Reflections, maybe for next 10-15 minutes.
Thank you, Shyam Prabhu. A wonderful session. So anybody wants to share something from this session? What you learned or what you heard?
Let's go one by one. Reflections is very
mandatory.
Yeah.
It's a mandatory.
Well, as I keep saying, if we hear, it stays very little with us. But if we speak at least even one sentence from what we hear, it stays with us. And that one sentence is enough for us to remember. So let's do that.
Thank you. That's
what I learned in this class is the qualities of Krishna and how he makes good fortune for his devotees, and you give the example of Bhishma and Dronacharya, and you also said in order to make thinking of Krishna your second nature, one needs to read Bhagavatam every day. Thank you.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Today I learned that I understood that Krishna is Bhagavan and he is before the universe. That's why he remembers everything when he takes multiple births, as you said, and Arjuna doesn't even. And so when Krishna is telling, he's the one that remembers everything, and then he directs his devotees, and he's always on the side of Dharma.
So you would remember, you said this also.
So, Prabhuji, I learned that Krishna is the only one that can be Bhagavan. Like the example you gave that he made the sun set, and then when Arjuna shot the arrow, he made the sun rise again.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I was just trying to put the points. So, it was very nice how you gave a quick recap from the beginning, from where the sages asked the 6 questions, and then you explained who is Vasudeva, like how he is about yoga, kriyas and all that, and how then you said how we can remember him, like by japa and reading Srimad Bhagavatam. And also you said how this helps at the time of death. So very clearly, step by step, you gave us this detail. I had, while you were explaining, I had one thing, like maybe I have to go home and refer where Bhishma defeats Parashurama. Maybe I want to go and I'll not ask you here. But definitely I want to know how Krishna made Bhishma's death glorious. Maybe because this is something how you can explain instead of me going and reading somewhere.
Yeah, we can do the reflection.
Sure, thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Today we learned who is Vasudeva and why Krishna is Bhagavan. And other thing, what make Krishna is a Bhagavan. So you explain very well by giving a lot of examples. Thank you.
Yeah, Prabhupada always said this. I quoted this also. Prabhupada said, "Surrender by your intelligence. Don't surrender your intelligence." And it's very important for us to at least understand the basics of who Bhagavan is. That way we don't get cheated by the worldly people that actually take advantage of this. So very important point. What is the difference between a botanist that has studied, who has a PhD in botany, and then a person who doesn't, right? If say you're just a person who doesn't know anything about botany, somebody could come and then convince you that, oh, you shouldn't water the roots of the tree or of a plant for it to grow. You just water the leaves of the tree, right? Then it'll grow. He could convince. But then if you have studied and understood, like you go to a PhD in botany and then say, oh, you should water the tree's leaves for it to grow but not roots, then he'll say you're full, just go away. So that is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the importance of Srila Prabhupada's purports. Prabhupada was very heavy in denying these godly men that are in a way cheating people for their own benefit. So it's very important for us to remember that. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everybody. First of all, I'd like to say that I've always wanted to start Bhagavatam and I've never done that. So I feel like this is Krishna's way of introducing me and getting me into the practice of going into the Bhagavatam. And the thing that stood out to me today was how you said that how the verse refers to Krishna as he. And I always, as you mentioned, thought of Krishna as a source of light or a source of power. So here, noticing that he is a person, but at the same time, he is not like one of us. He's supreme. He's Bhagwan, and he can do anything in this universe. It was very powerful. So thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. You're your first time, so thank you. Welcome, all the three of you. This is one of the things as Vaishnavas we follow. We follow our acharyas. Nevertheless, there are many philosophical interpretations of the text, even Srimad Bhagavatam. But then, in the footsteps of our great acharyas, starting from ours is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, where this knowledge has been coming down through disciplic succession in the guru-disciple chain. And we have been taught Krishna is person, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that you don't have to take my word, you don't have to take even your guru's word, right? Now, if you at least start off with something, then you yourself will be able to experience. And this is the entire Vaishnava philosophy, where Srila Madhvacharya also, who is a great acharya in our life, says, use your experience to verify what's there in scriptures. Then you will yourself become strong, right? Nothing else. And then to the extent we purify our existence in terms of removing our conditionings, and chanting of the holy names is the recommended way in Kali Yuga to actually uncondition ourselves. Because just like water, when it's muddied, it's not clear. You cannot see what's at the bottom of the water, right? But then once it settles down, once all the dust settles down, mud settles down, it's very clear, right? So that settling down process has to happen. And chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is that process of making the mud settle down in us so that we become clear, right? Now that is why first verse by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Shikshastakam, you'll learn more and more. He says Cheto Darpana Marjanam. First important thing, what is the benefit of doing the Nama Sankirtanam, chanting? He says Chetaha, which is our mind, it's like a mirror, Darpana, Marjanam, it cleans it. A dusty mirror doesn't show who you are, your reflection doesn't come through, right? So that is the first effect of the chanting of the holy names. That's why we place so much importance on chanting of the holy name. And once that clears up, with the help of and with the mercy blessings of Guru and Vaishnavas, you will be yourself able to see Krishna as a person. And Prabhupada said, Krishna is a person like you and me. And just like I'm talking to you, Prabhupada said, you'll be able to talk to Krishna one day. It's possible. So Krishna is a person. We believe that firmly, and then if we progress enough, we will ourselves experience. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
See, as far as I am concerned, Krishna is a coincidence for me always. Few days back, we happened to go to the temple in Philadelphia, and there is Krishna there, and we could hear some Bhagavad Gita and all that. I am always a follower of Krishna, and back in Abu Dhabi, we are from Abu Dhabi, and she has just joined here. She started working here now, so we came to drop her here and go. I have got a group where we have this Rukmini Sabha group is there. So already we are in Narada Stuti chapter already in Bhagavatam. But each time I hear Bhagavatam from anybody, I am getting something new. I am getting to hear something new. Now, just now you told me about Krishna taking Arjuna to Kailas Parvat for a blessing. That I had not heard. So each time it is something new I'm learning, and this satsang also makes me very. I consider myself very fortunate, and unless Krishna calls, we cannot be here. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Vishnu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I am Sri Krishna. Me and my wife, we have come in from Abu Dhabi, basically to leave a daughter. Our daughter has just graduated from Penn State University, and she's joining a job here in Bensalem. And we have just come here to relocate her. And it is really, we are really, it's a great gratitude for us really, that we have got a chance to come here. We all know, you have emphasized the fact that we all know that he is the creator. Krishna as such is the creator of this universe, and he is the one who can change and make changes to the working of this world. And we all can reach him very fast by following and taking his blessings always going forward. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hello, Prabhuji. So much knowledge you gave out today. I think for my entire life prior to reading the Bhagavad Gita, I've always viewed the world in the five senses in the material sense, that the material world comes first and then spiritual world. Now I have seen in through the verse that no, the spiritual world comes first, then the material world. And that explains a lot of things that I question about, things that I see around the world. And then how you mentioned that the creator in the form of a reincarnation, of an avatar, the role of Bhagwan as the creator, and separating the two, but while they're still similar, and explaining that he could be present, but then past and future as well, and invoking the name of Krishna as many times as possible, so I catch myself in gaps of time saying Hare Krishna whenever I can. And the fact that you said that he came down to establish Dharma. So when I chant, I feel like there is this implicit hand of following Dharma automatically. Because when I chant, I don't think, oh, I'm going to respond with emotion, with anger, or this and that. I've already chanted, I feel peace, and therefore I'm going to follow right action will automatically come about. So I try to, keep chanting more and more. But those are some of the things that I learned from you today. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It was a very brief time, but you explained so detailed, especially core of the Srimad Bhagavatam you took back, and the Mahabharata part in the Yudh Kshetra, that was good. And you explain about Sri Krishna is the only God, and explain with full of narration. And one thing I like most is like how we can be Krishna conscious all the time. That's very good. But at the same time, I have a couple of questions. First is
We'll talk about questions. We'll come back to it. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It was very nice. Like, of course, the two things I was not aware of, that Krishna took Arjuna to Kailash and Bhishma fought with Parshuram. Those two I was unaware of. And this, of course, you explained it perfectly, like how when you rely on Dharma and when you rely totally on Krishna, even though these were just a handful against all the Maharathis on the other side, tactfully how Krishna maneuvered the war and saw to it that victory is on the Dharma side. That was.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for this wonderful class today. And what I liked today was who is Krishna, and why he is Bhagavan. And the way you explain those incidences, the examples from the Kurukshetra. So that were something very touchy and very wonderful to know this. Although we hear all of these, like we have in our past, how the Mahabharata, it was in Ramayana and all those, but then presence of Krishna and how things were nurtured, and so my reflection here was that everything has a purpose, and that purpose is nothing but like Krishna's directions. So that is what I feel, like the more you want to know him, the more you have to read the Bhagavatam and all those. So these are my reflections today.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much. This is really helpful. I think I really like the way you said the context to start with. It kind of takes you into the story, it takes you into the situation, and then the way that kind of established the attributes of the God, and why Krishna is considered to be the ultimate God, and the way he created the universe, and I will remember that for sure. And in the discussion you mentioned about Prabhupada's quote about don't surrender your intelligence, but surrender by your intelligence. I think that's something I will remember for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for this wonderful session. And today, I learned a lot of things, that how Krishna has played a role in the Mahabharata war and the Kurukshetra, whatever you have given the examples of how he was behind every act which was done. So it was nice to know. And also I always have this who created the universe, Brahman. So that was a good insight today. I've learned about that. Thanks.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for a nice class. Thank you for revision of 6 questions. So I think almost I remember every question by heart now. And you nicely explained from Parashar Smriti and few examples from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and many other scriptures, how Krishna is a Bhagavan. What is the definition of Bhagavan? You mentioned there are 6 opulences. If anybody has that person should be a Bhagavan, and he's present at the end as well as the beginning. Even Ishupnishad also says, that he is a complete, and whatever is coming out from him is also complete. So that way we can see how Krishna is everywhere, and you also explained how we can see Krishna everywhere, and through chanting, once we do more chanting, our mind or our heart will get cleansed, and we will become more submissive to Krishna. So thank you. Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much. Sorry I came late. So the very important point what I learned today was that you have to always stick to the side of dharma. Because if you are at the side of dharma, no matter what, however the opposite side, the bigger the party is, so you will always be winning because Krishna is always at the dharma. That's what and we also see many examples, and in case of Srila Prabhupada also, how he was fighting the Mumbai land and Jew land, and then how he was successful, because he was always there and Krishna was always with Prabhupada. So that is very important point, and I think that's very important to learn. I hope that I keep that in and follow that. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
So Krishna is cause of all causes. Sarva karana karanam. Kartum akartum anyata kartum. He is behind everything. So even for us to be here, easy cause. Because of course, based on our endeavors, our desires, but still, He allowed us to come over here and discuss Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are all fortunate. Just imagine in Bensalem alone, how many millions, what is the population of Bensalem? 1.2 million? No? Not that? 200,000. 200,000, okay. 200,000, how many of us are here? Less than 0.01%. Right? So we are very fortunate compared to others. That is because Krishna made it happen. Our desire, but Krishna made it happen. Right? So, Sarva Karana Karanam. That's what. Thank you. So, anybody online? Online? Hare Krishna, online devotees? Narasimha Prabhu, you have anything to share? No, that's fine. So, any questions quickly?
Let's go Mataji and then Prabhuji. Mataji first, she had a question first.
It was about how the death of Bhishma Dev was glorious.
Yeah, so two reasons. One is, Bhishma didn't get killed by anybody else, right? He was not even killed on the battlefield like all the other warriors perished, right? Number one, Bhishma had to give up his arm. He wasn't fighting. So if he were to fight and then somebody kill him, then he got defeated. So Bhishma was never defeated, but then he got actually killed because of bringing Shikandi in front of him. Number one. Number two, Mahabharata has 18 parvas, and out of the 18 parvas, 2 parvas, Anushasana Parva and Shanti Parva, the biggest of the Mahabharata, 2 parvas. Those both parvas were actually being spoken by Bhishma himself. And then in Anushasana Parva, he gives a lot of instructions to Yudhishthir Maharaj. There are there is plenty of stories there. And then that is where we also find the Vishnu Sahasranama. So these two great things, like Bhishma was made to speak Vishnu Sahasranama on the bed of arrows. So this actually was an opportunity that Krishna himself granted Bhishma Dev, because Bhishma Dev to indicate Bhishma Dev's to actually give the credit to Bhishma Dev for his 700 plus years of service to Krishna. Entire his life he actually served Krishna, and this was his way of reciprocating, Krishna's way of reciprocating Bhishma Dev.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have two questions based on this session. First one is Goswami first get on that Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukhdevji for first chapter, then he went to Naimisharanya and get rest of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that whole Srimad Bhagavatam came from Sukhdevji or Sukhdevji.
Yeah. So the whole Bhagavatam was heard by Suta Goswami, which was being spoken by Shukadev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, and that first conversation between Shukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj happened in Hastinapur on the bank of Ganges. Some say there's Yamuna, but that's a different conversation. So, because Suta Goswami was present there, he heard this and then he came to Naimisharanya. So the first chapter in Bhagavatam also happened in Naimisharanya. That is the conversation between Shaunaka Muni and his disciples and Suta Goswami. So, okay, Bangar, I'll come. Go first. Is that okay, Prish?
Okay. And second question is, Guru Drona never asked for anything from anyone. But as far as I learned from Mahabharata, is, one time he asked for a cow in Diksha from Draupadi Raja. Is that true?
Yeah. So two things there. His life was such that he never asked anybody for anything. But then there was one time when Duryodhana took Ashwatthama and then fed him milk, and then what was being given to him as milk at home was actually just like a powder of rice mixed in milk, water, and that was being given as milk because Dronacharya wouldn't go and ask anybody for anything, right? But then why did he go and ask? Amma, can you please give me 2 minutes? Go, Pankaj, go, please. Okay, you stand here quite. So why did he go and ask Drupada Maharaj? Two reasons. One is Drupada Maharaj and Dronacharya both studied under Bharadwaja Muni. Bharadwaja Muni is Dronacharya's father. So it is said, like, if you study under a guru, right? Basically, Drupada Maharaj studied under his father, and whatever Drupada Maharaj owned actually becomes that of his gurus. So then he didn't have anything to actually hesitate to take from his father. Second thing, Drupada Maharaj himself had said, I'll give you half of my kingdom when I become king. He promised. So that's why, I'm not taking anything from him. I'm asking him what he had promised. So he didn't ask him anything actually that wasn't himself. That didn't belong to himself. Thank you, Pradesh. Thank you. You have a question, Praji? Or?
Yeah. I had See, like from what in the Mahabharata, to kill Abhimanyu, there were 7 Maharathis who actually killed Abhimanyu. So one of them was also Kripacharya. And we see in Mahabharata, like almost everybody lost their life, but only very, very few people were remaining, and one of them was Kripacharya. And why is that?
Yeah, Kripacharya is one of the Sapta Chiranjeevis with Ashwatthama, and that's why Kripacharya was not killed in the battle. So Kripacharya, Kritavarma, and Ashwatthama were the three on the Kaurava side that didn't die.
Who was the third one?
Kritavarma. Kritavarma. Yeah. So let us close. Thank you all. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vanchakal Pratarubhya Shakra Sindhubhya Shakra Vaishnavibhya.
Thank you, Shyam Prabhu. So now I would like to take this opportunity to, introduce our Sri Krishna Prabhu and Mataji. Your name? Lata and Varsha. So Sri Krishna Prabhu, Lata Mataji and Varsha Mataji. Let's all welcome them by chanting 3 times loudly. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Thank you very much for coming. And it's very good news that you got a job in Bensalem. So we'll see you quite often. Okay. And to end the program, not end the program actually, Brinda. So she's going to read out Srila Prabhupada's quote for the week, entire week. Okay, and after that, we'll have Julan Yatra for about 10 minutes. Okay, so please form a line there. And then you can come, you can mildly swing this Julan. Okay, don't drag very hard because it's very delicate. And then you can offer flowers to Krishna. Okay, so while, yeah, Pinda.
You expand the empire of Krishna consciousness. Krishna has given you the ability. Do it enthusiastically with the courage of an Englishman and the heart of a Bengali mother. Vrindavan, August 10, 1977. Vrindavan, August 11, 1974. We should take any Leela of Krishna as supreme. The Vrindavan Leela, Krishna's Leela with the gopis, is the most confidential Leela. We should not entertain this confidential Leela unless we are liberated. It is a very difficult subject. And because they cannot understand what is Krishna's Leela, they imitate, they fall down. August 12, 1968. Kirtan means both lecturing and chanting with music. The chanting with music is especially attractive for the mass of people, but talking from philosophical point of view on Krishna consciousness is also chanting. 13th August 1974. Yes, as soon as you become strong, naturally there will be more enemies. That is natural. August 14, 1976. Husband and wife dying together, it is because asakti, attachment, is there. That asakti will help him, that the wife will become a husband next life, and the husband will become wife next. And in that way, they'll have to take birth again. August 16, 1974. Regarding the art of management, constant changing is not good. Even if there is some fault in management, it should be corrected, not changed. Besides that, Vaishnava philosophy is that everyone is addressed as Prabhu or Master. Everyone should consider himself the servant of the other. That will make management very nice. August 17th, 1977. Failure is the pillar of success. Then try, and again you shall try.
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we'll have Julan, please come, and Tarun is going to give you Achaman. Please wash your hands and then come and thank you. See. Yes, casual. Jai Radha, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्यावतं राजन् विश्वासो नैव जायते शरीरा विद्या जाल जडेन्द्रियाता हे काल जीवपिले विषय सागरे तारा मध्य जीवाति लोभोमाय सुदुर्मति ताके जट कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बरोदयमय करी बार जीव जाय स्वप्रसाद नदी लोभाय से नामृत पावो कि राधा कृष्ण गुण गावो प्रेम को चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे राधा कृष्ण महाप्रसादम की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय जुलन यात्रा की जय थैंक यू वेरी मच and we are having prasadam now. Please, unlimited prasadam, you can serve yourself. And as I mentioned, the whole lot of festivals coming up, starting with Balram Jayanti this Monday. After that, it is Krishna Janmashtami next Monday. Right? Monday? Now after that, Krishna Janmashtami comes on 26th, which is Monday. Right? And right after that day is Srila Prabhupada's appearance day, right next day. And after that, it is Radhashtami. So series of festivals lined up. Please, if you can, visit the temple ISKCON Philadelphia. If you need the address, you can contact me. But if you are interested to visit, please do so. It's a big festival. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna online devotees. Hare Krishna.